Hello, welcome to new member orientation meeting of Toastmasters. Today, you have the opportunity to learn more about Toastmaster and to ask questions to our trainer. If you have any questions, you can write down on the chat box and we will be answering your question later. You remember, my first supervisor told me that if you don't know where to go, ask somebody who has been there before. It is easiest way and faster way to learn in a group. Our goal of today's meeting is to give you a few pieces of information to make the most of your membership. Let me give you the interview of it. As you can see in the slide, first, we will introduce what Toastmaster is and what pathway is. And then we will explain how to play a role in a regular meetings and how can you get the most in Toastmasters. In the end, we will have precious experience sharing and QA section. So let us dive in. Now comes to the first speaker. She has delivered more than 50 speeches in only 4 years. And this year, she takes a great challenge to be our Division E director and taking care of 13 clubs. Tonight, she is going to introduce what Toastmaster is and how can you get resources from Toastmasters. So let us welcome Chiara.
Good evening. Happy to be here. And I would like to first to share the screen with you. And before we officially start, Crystal just mentioned we are going to have 6 trainers and session masters in this new member orientation. And first of all, I would like to ask you a question. How many years have all the trainers and session masters spent in Toastmasters? Just take your guess, pick a number, and type it in the chat box. Let's see. What's your guess? $20? Okay. So any more questions? 10 in total. Six trainers. Oh, 45, 100. You know, we are all very young, right? Look very young, right? In this list of photo. Okay, we got a lot of answer here. Okay, 30, 35. Thank you so much for giving me this answer. And according to my calculation, it's 45 years for 6 trainers here. Actually, it's a long time. It can make a newborn baby into a mid-aged man or woman. So today, why we are here? There's only one reason. Because we want to make our long journey your shortcut. We want to share the experience with you and make you learn faster and grow faster in Toastmasters. And like Crystal just mentioned, this is an overview of our new member orientation. And I'm going to focus on what Toastmaster is. I'm going to share a lot of resources and online information. So you don't have to write it down immediately, just pay attention to the presentation. And I'm going to share a file with you that will include all the links I introduce. And since you may know, Toastmasters is an international organization. So definitely we can say that if we stay in this organization, it can expand our vision. Today, my presentation will be divided into 3 parts. All 3 parts are started with S. The first S stands for the system, the organization itself. And the second part is the stage. Where can you find the stage? And the third part is the support you can find in Toastmasters. So let's go directly into the first part, the system. I'm going to show you a map, a world map. You can see, wow, there are so many colored countries here. And in fact, there are more than 140 countries having Toastmasters Club, and more than 18,000 clubs, more than 350,000 members. So you can imagine that's a really big organization. And in Taiwan, of course, we have Toastmasters. So we can see the distributions here. Aside from Yilan and Taichung, we got Toastmasters in most counties and cities. I'm not going to introduce that one by one, but there's one we have to emphasize on. That is our division. Our division is Division E. Division E serves 13 clubs in Taoyuan and Hsinchu area. And in Taiwan, in total, we have more than 180 clubs. And in Division E, we got 13. That include Area E1, 5 clubs in Hsinchu, and Area E2 and E3 in Taoyuan area. And in Division E, we are not only having regular meetings in each different club, but also we have joint events. So here I'm going to show the key events we're going to have. The first one, the most recent one, is the online international convention. Because of COVID-19, it's the first time in the Toastmasters history having the online international convention, and it's open to all the members and the guests. So you can just register online and you can witness the international contest, a lot of world level workshops. And then there are only 2 networking events in Division E. That is the outing next month and also the Christmas party in December. So if you want to know more about members from different clubs in Division E, that's the only 2 chances you have in the networking events to know that. And after the Christmas party, we'll have the contest event. We'll have the club-based, area-based, and division-based speech contests. And then after that, in April, we'll have the annual spring conference. Next year will be in Taichung, and we'll have the national contests and also the workshops. If you want to know more information about that, you can follow or like the Facebook page of Division E. That is 站上台学英语, English with Toastmasters. So we just went through the first part about the system. Toastmasters International and the District 67, that means Taiwan's headquarters, and Division E, where we belong. And next, we're going to see the stage. Before we talk about the stage, I have to say, stage, I think it's the most valuable asset for all the Toastmasters members because it's a very safe stage. You don't have to worry about whether you will make a mistake or not. It's a safe stage because all the members, all the audience are supportive. So you can try, you can practice your own public speaking or English communication skills in Toastmasters. And before we officially start this part, I would like to ask you one question that many new members would have, including myself. That is, can a member deliver a speech or take a role in other clubs? If you think it's yes, please type yes in the chat box. Or you think it's may not be possible, please type no. So let's see the answer. Yes, yes. Oh, most of them say yes. Okay. Okay, so many yes. Thank you. Right answer, yes. You just have to pay 1 membership fee and you can visit all the clubs. And if there's a club with vacancy slot of speech, definitely you can deliver a speech in your sister clubs. So where to find your own stage? I give you 3 resources. The first, there are 2 very important web pages for Toastmasters. The first one, for the Toastmasters International, www.toastmasters.org, and Toastmasters in Taiwan, toastmasters.org.tw. So both of them have the very obvious button icon for the Find a Club and also clubs in Taiwan. So just like Google Map, if you know how to use Google Map, you will definitely know how to use this tool to find a club you are visiting. And the second resource for finding your stage is in Division E. We have our own web page, and that includes the schedule, meeting schedule of all the clubs in Division E. And you further click in one event, you will find the contact information and also the venue and the meeting time. And now I would like to especially show my appreciation to our Area E2 Director, Ya-Wen, who made a beautiful map to show all 13 clubs, the location of the 13 clubs in our division. So you can also check not only the schedule, but also the map. And the third resource to find your stage is the online meeting worldwide. Because of COVID-19, it definitely closes the door to us, but also opens a window for us. Because nowadays, most of countries, they cannot have any physical meetings, gatherings. So most of them turn into Zoom platform. So there is a Facebook group that will show a lot of online attendance community, a lot of information about the online meeting. So you can check this on Facebook and you will find different online meeting informations from different countries. So we just went through all the 3 resources that you can find your own stage to practice. And then the last part is the support. What do you find the support when you are in Toastmasters? Also give you 3 items. The first, of course, your mentor in your home club. Ask them any question you want to ask. And the second is the search box of Toastmasters International. Usually we may wonder whether this tool works. Yes, this one works. For example, if you want to know the script of a timer, next time there will be a timer, you can just type in timer and you will find official information in the Toastmasters headquarters webpage. And the third recommendation, the support for you, is YouTube. Because in Toastmasters, you just type in Toastmasters, any kind of information you want, like great speeches, workshops, evaluation, you can find different results. And if you want to find more inspirations of public speaking, I suggest you can find the World Champion of Public Speaking, and you will find a list of winning speeches. You can be entertained by their speeches because most of them are very humorous, and also you can learn a lot of techniques from them. They are the masters of public speaking. So that's the support you can find just on YouTube. Okay, so that will be the end of my presentation, and just give you a brief summary about the 3 S. The first S, system, about the Toastmasters International, D67 in Taiwan, and also Division E to serve clubs in Taoyuan and Hsinchu area. And then the stage you can find, including 2 important pages, and also sister clubs in Division E. And also you can also attend the online meetings. The last part is the support. You can definitely ask your mentor questions, and Toastmasters International search box. And then you can find awesome videos on YouTube. In the end, I would like to make an analogy. If you would say a club is like a leaf, the headquarters in Taiwan, District 67, with 180 clubs, is like a tree. And Toastmasters International, the whole organization, is like a forest. So I hope that you can, after you know all the resources, you can expand your vision in this Toastmasters forest. Back to you, Crystal.
So because we don't get any questions, so we will go forward. So our second speaker, she believes that pathway can help members to step out from their comfort zone and try different things in their life, and they cannot practice in their life. By following pathway, your life will be different. Let us welcome Trista. Trista.
Hello. So, I'm Trista, and I'm from the Linko Toastmaster Club, and I just moved to Hsinchu about 1 month. So later, I may join Hsinchu Toastmaster Club. And now I would like to start my introduction about pathway. So let me share my desktop first. So pathway is a education systems in the Toastmaster, and it's a newly one because it just started at 2018. And the big difference compared to the old education system is an online education system. So it means that it like others online learning platform, you need to log into the web page to access the material you want. And as you Chiara has mentioned, we have very important two websites. And the two websites you must remember, because for Toastmaster International, if you want to log in to your pathway system, you need to log into the Toastmaster International website. And the other one is our Taiwan D67 web page. There's a lot of pathway resource layers, and the material I made today, I also reference a lot of resource there to make this reference. That's this material. So these two websites is very important. You must to remember. And what is pathway? What is really about? So it's a paragraph I copied from the Toastmaster International. That it's an educational program, and there's a lot of project inside, and each project that will end with in a speech. So it means that when you finish a project, you need to deliver a speech. And there are total 7 unique learning paths, and each path will divide it into 5 levels, and each level will have many projects inside. And this project will help you to learn the thing you want about leadership or about the public speaking. So in short, 7 paths, 11 paths, just like 11 manual. In Chinese, we have 11个基本教材, and one path have 5 levels, and one level have many projects inside. And each project, it means that you need to deliver a speech related to the project, because I know some of the members, they deliver speech but not related to project. I think it's a pity that, because there are so many things you can learn in the manual. And how to start my pathway? The first thing that you need to log in. And how to log in? You need to use the email you register for the Toastmaster. If you don't know, you forgot, ask your officer teams. And how to log in? There actually has a pathway about pathway for dummies that you can find in the Toastmaster D67. I also pass the link below. You can reference this material to know how to log in. And after you log in, you need to choose a path. And there's 2 ways to choose the path. The first way is that there's a test, and when you finish a test, the system will recommend which path is suitable for you. or you cannot, or another way, you can manually choose the path you want. And after you choose the path, and you can start your project. So there's a problem that when you choose a path, many people don't know. So there are so many paths. I don't know where I can choose. Yes, this question also come to my mind when I start to use the pathway system. And there's some very great resource from the members in the United States. Actually, the 11 paths have divided into 4 groups. And some of the paths there will be focused on more public speakings, and other paths will focus on more leadership. So if you are a new member, you want to strengthen your public speaking skills, I would suggest you to pick the one in group 1. The group 1 will purely focus on public speaking. And what is inside the group 1, group 2, 3, 4? Let's see. The group 1 focus on the public speaking is the presentation mastery and engage humors. So in other words, that if you are new members, please, I would suggest you to choose one of the one from the 2 of them, presentation PM and EH. Yes. And now somebody may say, can you give more detail about the project inside each path? Because I really don't know how to choose my path. There's one materials that is called Path and Project Matrix. It lists all paths and all projects in one page. So if we really don't know which one you two want to choose, just there's a link below, and you can, it lists all the project and what the project is really inside. So you could make a reference so you know which path may be really suitable for me. And after you know how to choose a path, and now it's time to start your first project. And the start of first project always is the icebreaker, that it means introduce yourself. And now I would like to do a live demo for the start your project, because many people say to me that they think the system is not user friendly. So I have some tips to share with you. So the first thing that you need to log into the system. I think it's not a very complex one. And select pathway and go to Basecamp, because I already choose a path. Now, after you choose a path, your path will be here, and just open curriculum. And there was a lot of levels and project inside. And when you want to, for example, now I want to start inspire your audience and activate and launch. It takes a little bit long time. So now, so back to our slide, that actually there's a drop-down list. You can go to the section you want, so you don't have to click back and forth to review each slide. And in the end, there's in your evaluations, and choose the print my project, you can see the whole project's contents. So it doesn't mean it also save your time. So I think it already finished that. What I say is that there is a drop-down list. So go to your evaluation. You can choose print my project. So you can see the whole contents. It will save your time. And the second thing that you want to find an evaluation resource also here inside. So this evaluation from you should give to your evaluator. So you don't have to click back and forth to finish your project. But if you want to finish, to let the system know you are really finished your project, you must do the last evaluations part, these ones. So that in the system, you means that it will complete it. But my suggestion to you, because there's maybe some video in the system, but if you choose evaluation risk, just print my project to see the content, you will not see the video. So it's a pity that you don't see the videos. So I would suggest just click back and forth to finish all the contents. So now back to our slide. I would like to end my presentation today because I have do a survey before to ask some question that do you have some problem when you use the password system, and system is so slow, but for me I think it's okay. Yes, it really takes a little, maybe 1 minute to open the project, but I think it's okay. And some say the system is too complex, there are too many buttons, and some say can you just 5 page to talk about all those things. But I think you can just go to the next section and print out the project so you will see the content. And some say they don't know how to use the system, but I think my demo is very clear, so I think it's easy. But if you don't know, just use the material from the D67, just the link I use, that use pathway for dummy. There's a random ball. It will help you how to the many steps. They will show you how to do this exactly and how to choose the right path for me. I think I said that very clear, that there are 4 groups and there's a project and path metrics for your reference. And some others have evaluate my speech. I don't know what is it for. So and 软体资源问题 I don't know for. I don't know how to start my speech. The first thing I would suggest that please check the project content and also ask for help, your mentors or senior members. So now I think my my introduction about the pathway system is finished. So I think my powers go back to today's host, Crystal.
Thank you, Trista. It's a very clear introduction. And since we don't have questions, so we will move forward. The third speaker is a very talented member. He has won in speech evaluation, humorous speech, and table topic contest. These 4 fields are very different, but he can handle them so well. As we know that practice makes masters. By participating in Toastmaster regular meeting and taking different roles, you can be like him. Tonight, he's going to introduce meeting rules. Let us welcome Kevin.
Hi, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Okay, good. I have already shared my screen. Do you see it, Chiara? Can you give me a sum up? Thank you very much. Let me see. Okay, good. Since some of you have already participated in some meetings, so I will go through it quickly. I have only 12 minutes actually. So timer, Frank, please give me 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and 12 minutes. Thank you. I will go through the meeting rules from the beginning to the end. So these are the content that I'm going to cover. While you are practicing these roles in the meetings, actually you are practicing some leadership skills. For example, like active listening, critical thinking, giving feedback, and time management, and so on. Okay. So I would like to talk about the officers, members, and guests when you participate in a meeting. Before you join a meeting, then you should have the mindset. So officers and members, everybody greets the visitors. And then if the guests come to the meeting, you invite them to sign in the visitor book or give them the business card and give them the stuff, including the agenda, ballot, and handouts. Of course, it would be a good idea you invite somebody to sit next to the guest and to introduce what the meeting is going to be like, and tell them they will be introducing themselves, share opinions, and give feedback at the end of the meeting. Encourage participation as much as possible, as all the members and officers have to do. And then after the meeting, officers, for example, like MVP, president, can follow up with a phone call, email, or line to ask them for their how they like about the meeting, or even if you have a photo album, you can send them the link so they can enjoy and to review the meetings. If they come to the meeting again, you can invite them to join the club. The SAA plays a very important role even before the meeting starts. You 30 minutes, arrive to the meeting room and to set up the meeting room. You prepare the agenda, banner, timer flags or boards, and guest sign book and the projector, the air conditioner and markers, refreshments, and any other equipment necessary for the meeting. Of course, you greet participants at the door and ask them to sign in. During that time, you can use the agenda to check who have attended already, because you need to make sure that if we have most people arrived, that you will inform the TME and the president to start the meeting. Then you will call the meeting to order. You lead the group or the audience to read the Pledge of Allegiance. It's kind of like a club mission. And after the meeting, you tidy up and restore the meeting room. So that's what SAA will do. If you are the president, you greet everybody, including guests. And then in the beginning of the meeting, you announce some special things in the club. For example, like achievements, somebody get promoted, or somebody have a baby, or some good things to share with everybody. And after the meeting, we invite feedback from the guests and members. They don't have assignments, so you can invite them to talk. Then, of course, you present trophies, certificates to the best performance at the end of the meeting. And if you have any announcements, upcoming events, for example, like in September, we will have a Division E outing. You can announce that and invite everybody, encourage them to join. And then you adjourn the meeting. After the meeting, you can discuss with your officers about the issues, some of the areas that you can improve. So every meeting, you learn something and become better. If you are the Toastmaster of the day or evening, then I would say you are like a director of the whole meeting. You are like a cheerleader. Make sure you bring energy to the meeting, make everybody feel fun and excited. Then you can share the theme at the start of the day, and then make sure it's inspiring, it's challenging, and sometimes motivating. And you have to introduce session masters and prepare speakers. When you introduce them, make sure you talk about their path, their level, their project title, and speech topic title, and the objectives and delivery time, so people know what to expect. And you make sure you have a smooth transition, and of course, honor every speaker. Don't just say, oh, the next speaker is blah, blah, blah. So it's not fun, and people are introduced are not so honored. If you are the timer, you are very important, because you will help the meeting go smoothly. You will use some tools like timers, some timing lights or flags or boards, or even a bell. You have to introduce the timing rules because they are related to the eligibility for the awards at the end of the meeting. You have to time every speaker. For example, like prepared speech speakers and evaluators. Also, you time the session masters. For example, when you have a table topic session, if you check the agenda, it should start at 8:10, but now you delay a little bit, then you have to cut down the table topic session. And you also make sure that if you delay the meeting in the beginning, then you have to catch up the meeting later on, because you have the right to do so. So timer is very important. If you're an art counter, you have to find out the annoying fillers. What are the types of the arts, such as like words, sounds, repeated words or phrases, long pauses, or some gender misuse? In some clubs, they have a fine. For example, like if you say an R, you have to fine $1 or $5, but the maximum is $20 or $50. So that's what you can decide in your club. There is a reference sheet on Toastmaster International. You can find it out later on. If you are a vote counter, you prepare ballots, including category of the best performers, such as joke teller, table topic speaker, prepared speech speaker, most improved speaker, individual evaluator, session master. It depends on your club. You can decide how many awards you are going to give out. You distribute the ballots to each participant and collect ballots and counting during the general evaluation session. Some clubs, like my clubs, we use electronic voting system, so it will save your time, but you have to create that every meeting, during the meeting, before the meeting. Count the votes, so you can write the certificates and then give it to the president at the end of the meeting. If you are a variety session or joke session master, you warm up the meeting. So you can have games, you can have debates or songs or any interesting educational activity in the meeting. Your point is to help relax and help cultivate a sense of humor and warm up the meeting. Write a script if it's necessary. So if you need to explain the rule, make sure it's clear and everybody can understand. You can even arrange participants in advance, including assistants, if you need some people to help you in games. Do some demo before you start so everybody understands what to expect. If you are a prepared speech speaker, you can consult your ideas with your mentor, your senior members, and you follow the project guidance and pathways. You have some learning materials, you follow that and fulfill the objectives. You can mail your script to the mentor and senior members for revision. And you rehearse, rehearse, and rehearse. Make sure that you mail your script to the evaluator in advance. It will be a good idea so they can know what you are going to talk about and give you a better evaluation. And make sure that you give the evaluation form to your evaluator during the meeting or before you start your speech, and then reclaim it after the meeting. If you are a table topic session master, you can prepare 5 to 6 questions according to the time allowed. The question should be in one sentence and it's easy to understand. You can make questions related to the theme. The question type can be yes, no questions or open-ended questions, such as who, when, where, why, how, what, those questions. You explain the rule, like 1 to 2 minutes for each speaker to all. And you speak slowly and clearly, ask the question 2 times, then ask for volunteers. If nobody volunteers, then you can invite members or guests to participate. Try to invite as many as you can to speak, except for the assignment takers. If you are the table topic session speaker, it's an impromptu speech, so you have to practice how to think on your feet. It's 1 to 2 minutes mini speech, so make sure you have an introduction, body, and conclusion. And make sure you have some value in your response. It will make your answer much better. If you are an individual evaluator, you can use the kiss, kick, and kiss strategy. If you are evaluating the icebreaker speech, make sure only kiss, give a lot of encouragement. Focus on the objectives and purposes of each project, and you can use your own format and style to evaluate. Present your evaluation as a mini speech, and then make sure that in your evaluation, you cover the content and the delivery skills. Then write on the evaluation form. Give additional feedback if necessary after the meeting. If you are an language evaluators or grammarian, you can introduce the word of the day, and you have to count how many times people use it during the meeting. And in your part, you evaluate the language used during the whole club meeting, including pronunciation, enunciation, grammar, and some usage. The usage can be wrong usage or great selections of words or phrases, and some sentences or idioms and literary devices like metaphor or simile. You take notes in efficient format, so you can take as many notes as you can. If you are a general evaluator, you observe the whole meeting and take notes for details. You introduce individual evaluators and language evaluators. Some clubs, they have table topic evaluators and also evaluators evaluations. So it depends on your club design. Of course, you provide encouraging feedback, but you also point out some rooms for improvement and give suitable suggestions so the club can follow. Then your duty is very important to ensure the meeting quality. So if you are a Toastmaster club meeting, a quality meeting, I've summarized some of my ideas here. It's a well-designed agenda, a set room before every meeting, and assignment takers are well prepared ahead of time, and prepared speeches follow the project objectives, and you have encouraging evaluations, strong member attendance, guests are warmly greeted, and greet every member, great member energy, and everybody speaks. So that concludes my part. Thank you very much. Give back time to Crystal.
Thank you for the detailed explanation of each roles in a meeting. And now we got questions for Kevin. Can
Yes.
you please give more example of table topic questions types?
Oh, Chris, like who, when, where, why, how, what is easier questions, open-ended questions. However, some people may find it it's a little difficult. For example, you can say, who do you want to meet the most tonight? For example, that's an easy question. So people can answer whatever they want. But you can also ask yes, no questions. If you have $1 billion, you will buy a car, yes or no. So you can answer yes or no, and then ask them why. If you are the table topic session master, you can invite the speakers to speak a little bit more. For example, like if the junior members or the guests, they are kind of shy, they don't know how to answer more. So you can give them some follow-up questions to solicit some more answers. I hope I answered the question.
Thank you for the answer. And there's one more question for you. What is the additional feedback after the meeting for evaluator?
In every project, actually, there are some objectives to fulfill. The speakers may have already fulfilled the objectives, but maybe they can do a little bit more. So you can talk to the speaker, for example, like the emotion used in a meeting. How do you inspire? How do you add more value and connect to the audience? That may not be in your objectives descriptions, but you can definitely talk to the speakers if they are able to do so. It depends on the speakers from your observation.
So thank you for your answer. And I think that's all. We don't have any more. So now comes thank you. So now comes to our last speaker. He's a master of public speaking. He has won speech contests in our division for 6 times. He has experience of speaking in front of audience of 600 people. I myself is also one of his fans. Tonight, he's going to talk about how to get the most of your Toastmaster journey for the first 3 years. Let us welcome Richard.
Thank you, Crystal. Hello, everybody. I want to see everybody, so I'm going to change my view. Can you wave your hands? Let me see you. I want to have some interaction. Okay, very good. Very good. I want to ask the first question is, do you know anyone who has become more confident, more attractive, and more effective when they speak on the stage after they join Toastmasters for a period of time? If yes, yes, I believe in each club, you know members like this. And do you know any member who joined Toastmasters for many years, but the way they communicate seems to stay the same? I mean, the same as the first time you saw them. Now, don't type the name. Don't type the name. Do you want to know why? What makes the difference of these two kind of people? Now, I'm not saying which one is right or wrong, because we welcome all kinds of members, and it's totally fine if you join Toastmasters just to having fun. I want to ask you a very important question. In 3 years from now, what kind of person do you want to be? And that is one question that you want to decide. And that's one decision you want to decide. My good friend, Oscar, he said, Toastmasters cannot give you anything, but you can get everything from Toastmasters. And he's totally right. Today, after my presentation, you will be able to pick up 3 secrets to getting the most of your Toastmasters journey in 3 years. And I know what you are thinking, because last night I have someone asking me, Richard, I have joined Toastmasters for more than 3 years. Do I still have hope? And now I'm going to give you my answer. From the day you decided that you want to become a more effective communicator, that is the first day of your new Toastmasters journey. So now, are you ready for the 3 secrets? Okay, good. The first secret, you might want to take notes because it's so important. And many people seem to forget about it from time to time. The first secret is you have to commit to attending every Toastmaster meeting, even when you don't have a meeting role. Let me repeat. You have to commit to attending every Toastmasters meeting, even when you don't have a meeting role assignment. Now, why is this so important? Let me tell you my story and to see if you feel the same. When I first visited a Toastmaster club, all I wanted is to practice speaking English. And when I found when I speak, they are actually listening. So I joined the club. And in the second meeting, they asked me if I can deliver my icebreaker speech. I said yes. So I spent 2 weeks writing and practicing my speech word for word. And it went well, because after my speech, my evaluator said, "Oh, Richard, it's a wonderful speech. I am looking forward to your next speech." And I believe him. And so I spent another 2 weeks writing and practicing my second speech. And in between these 2 speeches, I also take meeting roles like timer, hour counter. I found I gradually developed a habit of going to a Toastmaster meeting every Friday, no, every 2 weeks. I was so proactive. I even signed up for my third and fourth speech in the following 2 months. But after my third speech, I have a little problem. I ran out of speech material. So from spending 2 weeks writing and practicing my speech, now it became spending 2 weeks worrying and doing nothing, and spending 1 day, actually the day before the meeting, squeezing some words to talk about so that I don't embarrass myself on the stage. Speaking experience has become it turns from a pleasure to a pressure. I was not happy. And I finally asked myself this question. My life was pretty comfortable. Why did I bother to join this organization? So the next time when the VP asked me, Richard, can you give a speech next time? I said, I'm not sure. I'm a little bit busy recently, and I don't know if I can attend the meeting next time. So apparently, they will not assign me a meeting role. And when Friday came, our meeting was on Friday. It's on Friday, actually. And 2 hours before the meeting, I said to myself, oh, it's raining. The traffic outside is so bad. And I don't have a meeting role anyway. It doesn't really matter if I go or not. So I stay at home, and I felt relieved. And after the meeting, VP asked me, Richard, can you be the timer next time? I felt staying at home is not a bad choice. It's pretty relieved. So I tried to give another excuse. I said, I think I need to work overtime that day. I'm not sure if I can go to the meeting. So I didn't go to the next meeting. And for the third meeting, I don't even need an excuse. Do you know why? Because they don't even bother asking me again. So naturally, I don't have to go to the meeting because no one asked me to go. So I stopped going to the meeting for 3 months. The point of this story is, if attending to a Toastmaster meeting is a habit, being absent to the meeting is also a habit. And you have to decide which habit you want to keep. My second secret to getting the most of your Toastmaster journey is you have to commit to deliver a speech at least every 2 months. I know what you are thinking. You'll say, oh, Richard, you just said 2 minutes ago, you just said delivering a speech is torturing yourself. Now you want me to torture myself? No way. Yes, that's exactly what I want you to do. I want you to get out of your comfort zone and get into your learning zone. There are many benefits that you can get from delivering a speech regularly. Now I'm going to give you 3. The first reason is, I'll check the first reason. Okay, the first reason is you will overcome your stage fright faster. I know many new members who join Toastmasters for the first year. When they speak on the stage for the first year, the worst enemy of their worst enemy is the stage fright. When they prepared a lot, they rehearsed, they prepared a speech, and when they speak on the stage, they did not perform as good as what they expected. And the reason is that they are nervous when they get onto the stage. So their performance was a little bit lowered. And you can read 100 books about how to overcome your nervousness, how can overcome the stage fright. But unless you jump into the water, you will never know how to swim. My second reason to giving a speech regularly is you will open your eyes and ears. And what do I mean by that? I remember in the earlier version of my cat speech, I have a speech, it's about a cat. And my message was, having a strong desire is more important than a perfect plan. And this is what I wrote. I wrote, I'm not saying plan is not important, but without a strong desire, there is never a perfect plan. Now, that is not a bad writing, but I was not satisfied because I think it's not powerful as I want it to be. So one day I was listening to a TED talk by a Swedish girl. Her name is Greta Thunberg. You might not heard his name, but you will heard her famous line, "How dare you?" Yeah, that little girl, Swedish girl. And in his speech, in his TED talk, there was one sentence. She said, yes, we do need hope. Of course we do. But the one thing we need more than hope is action. And when I heard that, I immediately thought, yes, I can use that. So I rewrote my sentence as, of course, I write as, yes, we do need plan. Of course we do. But the one thing we need more than plan is desire. Now it's much, much stronger because I did not devalue the importance of plan. And I also put the punch word desire in the end of sentence, which make this word lingers. And the third, so having a speech to give in mind will open your eyes and ears. If I didn't have a speech in mind, I wouldn't have noticed that sentence I heard would mean totally nothing to me. I wouldn't even remember I have heard that. And the third reason to give a speech regularly is, I think writing and practicing a speech is like working out in the gym. Yes, you can go to the gym, just watching people working out. It's fun, but you will never lose weight or get into shape for doing that. Eventually, at the end of the day, you have to do the hard work. And I believe giving a speech is the fastest way that you can do all of that. Now you have heard my first secret to going to a meeting regularly, every time to commit to go to a meeting. And the second secret is you need to commit delivering a speech at least every 2 months. But even if you've done all that, even if you attending every Toastmaster meeting, you deliver a speech every 2 months, if you fail to do the next thing I'm going to talk about, what you can get from a Toastmasters journey is still very limited. So the third secret is you have to commit to improve each time. I know now you might be thinking, duh, Richard, I'm here to improve. Of course. Why is that even a secret? The key word of that sentence is not improve. It's each time. And the secret is not about why. It's about what to improve. My suggestion to you is you have to record your speech every single time. And you have to watch it by yourself. And you find out one improved area. Or you can just send your speech video to 3 people who you trust, and you trust their judgment, and you ask them, for example, Kevin, if you can just give me one improved area on writing and one improved area on delivering, so that if I can just change that, I will become much better. The key is to change one thing at one time. Don't try to change too many things altogether. It will just overwhelm yourself. The 1999 world champion of public speaking, Craig Valentine, he said, if you want a masterpiece, you have to master the pieces. And that is the core message and also the spirit of the book, Deliberate Practice. The Chinese name of that book is 刻意练习. Now let me conclude by continuing my story. What happened after those 3 months? I was staying at home and I felt bored. I felt bored because I realized I haven't improved for a long time. And I felt ashamed. I felt ashamed because I realized that I gave up my dreams so easily. And I felt I was not part of the club, because when I see they post the group photo on Facebook, I couldn't find myself in the picture. And then one day I was watching this speech video by Tony Robbins, and he is talking about how to build a strong team using a metaphor of baseball. And he said, it's not about if you are on the team or not. It's about if you are out there playing the game or you're just sitting on the bench. Let the record books show you won. Let the record books show you lost. But don't ever let it show you didn't play. So I went to the meeting the next time. I was sitting in the audience. Of course, I didn't have a meeting role because they didn't know that I was going. I was looking at the speaker on the stage, and I was inspired. I was inspired because I thought, I can do better than that. And I also thought, I can help him doing better than that. So I stayed, and that is the first day of my new Toastmasters journey. I want you to remember the 3 things that I said. I want you to remember that you need to commit to attending every Toastmaster meeting. And I want you to remember that you need to practice to give a speech at least every 2 months. And I also want you to remember that you need to remember to improve each single time. Each time before you get onto the stage, ask yourself this question: what am I going to practice this time? If you can do all that, I can promise you that your Toastmaster journey will be very rewarding and fulfilling. Back to you, Crystal.
Thank you for Richard's secret. 3 things: attend meetings and commit to deliver speech and commit to improve. I will keep in my mind. Thank you. And now there are 2 questions from audience. First, why desire is the key to drive action in order to engage in Toastmasters?
This is from my personal experience. I believe If you have a very strong desire that you want something, you will find a way. Even the first way you find is not perfect. It's derouting. But if you have a strong desire, you will eventually, you'll start doing it, and then you will modify your way, and you will modify, and then you will eventually find you will eventually go into the destination. So desire is the most important thing. It's important, it's so important that if you don't have a desire, you will give up very easily because you will feel frustrated. You will feel frustrated, trust me.
Yeah. Thank you. And the second is, can you describe more in terms of 刻意练习 for delivering a speech?
I thought about that because my presentation is only 20 minutes. I actually wrote a lot on how. I just mentioned what to improve. But actually they are how to improve. And each improved area is totally different. For example, if you want to improve, to speak, to not move without a purpose, then you have to practice speaking, to force yourselves to plant your feet and to speak for 5 to 7 minutes. And you have to do it for like 2 months, 3 months until you are comfortable and you can unconsciously do it. And it's another topic. If we have time, we can talk about it some other day. And you can, and just like you can search on YouTube the public speaking, the word term of public speaking. You can also type the keyword 刻意练习 or deliberate practice. There are so many YouTubers, they are talking about this kind of concept.
Okay, thank you, Richard. So if next time you have workshop for 刻意练习, please let us know.
Of course, of course.
Thank you. So now comes to our discussion section. The session master is our Toastmaster coach. He helps members to build up the confidence and conquer stage fear. Let us welcome Jimmy.
Okay, thank you. Wow, today we have superb speakers who help us in our knowledge not only about the Toastmaster systems, but also practically when we taking part in the meeting and also to involve or to do our speech project. Now it's about a sharing experience. In this part, I expect that some of us could speak up. So you can share the experience because we already heard from the very brilliant speakers tonight. But I hope that all of us can involve in this conversation. So to start our discussion, I would like to explore more detail to Chiara to share. Yeah, Chiara, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because in your presentation, you told us about the importance of, or one part that is very important is a mentor. Can you share your experience about how to have a mentor, or perhaps your experience as a mentor, and how this mentor very beneficial to new member to improve or to have a good journey in their Toastmasters life? Perhaps you can share whether you are as a mentee or whether you are as a mentor, and then how this situation, this environment, mentor and mentee relationship can help you or can help other new members to build up their Toastmasters life. Okay, Chiara, you can share.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Actually, being a mentor is a great learning experience in Toastmasters as well. Since I've been in Toastmasters for more than 4.5 years, also I have some mentees. And I found actually the purpose of every member coming to Toastmasters is different. So at first, to make sure the mentoring is successful, is effective, you need to know their purpose at first. And then afterwards, you talk with them, and to know more about their needs and how they feel when they attend the meetings. You care about them. Of course, you give praises after the meetings if you think there's some improvement from your mentees. So know their purpose and care about their needs from time to time, frequently, no matter, because before we have the old education system, we say when a member finishes the third speech, and we can stop the mentoring. But actually, I think the mentoring should be continuing for a long time. Because in Chinese, we say one day as a teacher, as a life as a father. So I think the mentoring system is the same. You just care about your mentee for a long time, as long as he or she stays in the Toastmasters. So care about them and know their needs. I believe the mentoring system will be successful.
All right, thank you, Chiara, for your sharing. And I would like also to invite all other participants today, whether you want to share your struggling, your experience about anything, especially about the 4 topics that we already heard from the speakers. Anyone want to share that experience? Yeah. Okay, let me try to dig a little bit. I would like to ask Nayu, I don't know whether I spell your name correctly, as a Chongli president. Yeah. In our topics today, we have heard about the meeting roles that presented by Kevin. So you now as a Chongli Toastmaster president, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you share your experience, the difficulties or the struggling or anything about when you or your team try to plot a member to take any roles in your regular meeting? Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. Can you share your experience? Perhaps any difficulties or anything about plotting or about assigning a member to take any roles in your regular meeting, and how you solve your difficulties or your problem?
Well,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
okay. Actually, it's in our club. It's possibly probably not very difficult for our club because we have too many members to assign a meeting role.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah, but for new members, they may not quite familiar with each meeting roles. So if I would ask a new member to take on a meeting role that he or she never did before, then I will send a video of our senior member to him or her, so he or she may have a brief idea about what others members do for each meeting role, and I think that's a really direct and very clear way to let our members know that how they can take this, what they would do for these roles. And the second thing I would do is also offer some resources for the members. For example, I will write down the what some notice for some meeting roles like timer, counter, table, topic master, something like that. We do have a file keep those item guidance for each meeting role. So I encourage other clubs, you can also do that because it's very useful for not only new members but also members. But apart from sharing resources to our members, I think the other also very important part is to give the more confidence through your encouragement. Yeah, you can, before they take on those meeting roles, you not only give them resources, you can also encourage them to try the different meeting roles so that they can also learn a lot through through different roles in Toastmasters meetings. So that's my experience in
encourage members to take on meeting roles that they are not really familiar with. I don't know if I answer your question.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
because that's perhaps some other member from different clubs has different situation or condition. So I would like to invite all of you, whether perhaps you want to speak up about your any member, any participant who attend this workshop today. Yeah, I agree with you, Nayu, about the importance of taking role, and also we could take a different kind of meeting roles in a different meeting, so we can more familiar about how we explain our role. Okay, is there any participant who would like to share that experience? Perhaps one more, especially in pathway journey. Anyone found any trouble? Okay, to conclude, before we end our discussion sharing experience today, I would like to ask again to Trista, because pathway is kind of new for some of us, like from me perhaps, because I joined from the old curriculum. So based on your experience, Trista, can you share about what level or what projects in your specific pathway that you chose that you feel so difficult, and then how can you deal with that kind of situation? Yeah, in what level that you feel so hard to do the project? Of course, in the first level perhaps it's not too difficult. Perhaps in what level can you share, so people here, new member who hasn't took the pathway, they can have like knowledge about that experience. Trista, can you share a little bit? Yeah.
Sure. That my project, my path I choose is team collaborations. It's not purely focused on public speaking. So there are some project related to leadership, and there's a project I forgot the real name, but it's about you need to organize the event. You just like a project manager that and share some experience after this event. So at that time, I was an officer area E2, and I organized the area E2 contest. So that's why I have the chance. I used this event as to deliver my speech about how I organized and some experience I gained from to be the organizers as a this event. So some project it may take time to. For my tips for you is that you may preview the project you would like to give a speech, and then you need to think about what you're going to do about these projects, because some project you need to, for example, from me, I need to think about which events I would like to organize. So you need to preview and think about what kind, and then after this event, think about what kind of content you want to deliver. But there's also some suggestion in the project, so for your reference. So it just takes time, but not very difficult. Yes, you need to prepare before preview this project. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Trista, for your sharing. Wow, our time is up, and I believe there are many things that we can share to other members here. Perhaps after this workshop, we can have still a relationship, so we can ask each other. All right. So the next session is question and answer. This session will be led by our senior member, Toastmaster Scott. He joined Toastmasters since 2013, and he has served as the president of Chongli Toastmaster Club during 2018 and 2019. And currently, he served as the president of Sounder Bilingual Toastmaster Club, if I'm not mistaken. And as far as I remember, I saw him last Division E contest. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, He was the runner-up for the speech contest. Yeah, so please join me to welcome Toastmaster Scott in discussion of a question and answer session. Toastmaster Scott, the time is yours. The screen is yours. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your introduction, Jimmy. How did you know so many things? Okay, now is the Q&A section, and we will have 10 minutes open for anyone. If you have question, you can either raise your hand or just type in the chat box. I'll help you to ask our trainer or speakers. We will have 10 minutes. So let me give the first question to Chiara. I have a question that if I am a dual member in both A and the B club, can I deliver all the speeches in club A but apply the educational award in club B?
Yes, you can. You can do that. As long as you change your home club in the club central, you can choose the home club you belong to, and you can submit the education award for that, your home club. So for example, originally your home club is A, but you just changed to B as your home club, and then the VPE of the B club can apply for the education award for the B club. So you can do that.
All right. So one pass can fit in both clubs.
I think that depends on the level you want to apply for, the completion of certain level. So you can do like level 1 to level 3 for A, level 4, level 5 for B. That's possible. So each level, you can submit the award for each level to a certain club. That will be fine. But you have to change your home club at first.
Okay. Thank you for the answer. Any more questions from our audience tonight? Okay, 2. How can an organization, company to start a Toastmaster chapter, and how much would it cost per year to run it? So this question can be to anyone. I don't know the answer personally. I don't know.
Can I answer?
Yeah, sure. Kevin, please.
I just help B and I in Taoyuan to set up their club already.
Kevin, volume up a little bit, please.
All right, I just help B and I 桃园商剧人中文演讲会 set up 2 days ago. So I think I can help answer part of the questions. If you set a new club, you have to pay the setup fee, $125 US, and then you have to collect at least 20 members, their names and their informations to send to the headquarters. Of course, there's a list of documents you have to file. If you need the documents, please contact me after this workshop. Do I answer your questions? One more thing that I was going to say. This year, Albert Wu from Legend Toastmasters Club is the club extension chair in Taoyuan, Taozhumiao. So if you have more questions, you need help, you can definitely call him and contact him. Albert Wu. Okay, that's the answer.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. So Albert Wu is actually the person who is responsible to start a new club in this area.
Yes.
All right, club extension chair.
Yes.
Okay, next please. Come on.
Scott, a question from Harry Tsai. Can I change to another different path once I failed? The current path is not suitable to me. It's
All
about
right.
pathway.
So maybe Trista, can you help to answer this question?
Oh, if my memory is right, that you can change your passing when after you choose within 90 days. 90 days. But I will go back to you when I do the double confirm that. And after 90 days, that you cannot change it. And then if you want to use another path, it means that you need to pay additional $20 for the pass, because the first one pass is for free. But if you other pass, choose another pass, that will be charge you $20. Yes. That's my answer.
All right. So you can either pay an additional fee to apply for the second path, or within 90 days or some certain days, you can still choose another path. All right. More questions to come? We still have like 3 minutes, so okay. Thank you, Kevin. So he checked and it says it's 30 days. So within 30 days, you can change your path. But after the 31 day, you cannot change. All right, thank you for making the notes that from Richard that you need to write an email to Toastmaster International to change the path. Okay, thank you for the notes. The period is pretty short. Okay, yeah, the period is pretty short. That's fine. All right. Is there anyone have questions? We still have like 1.5 minutes. If not, I will give the stage back to our host. Okay, I think the next section will be hosted by the Crystal. So now the stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for Jimmy and Scott for holding this section and to answer all our questions. Thank you very much. So now comes to our appreciation section. So we thanks to everyone, like to all the speakers and section masters, and thank for all of you to join us today. So thank you for also Crystal, Amos for the helper, and Yanwan and Johnny, and thank for them, and also for our speaker Chiara, Trista, Kevin, Richard, Jimmy, Scott. Without you, we cannot finish this this event tonight. Thank you, and now let us have some group shot. Can somebody help us to do this shot?
Do you mean taking picture?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I will take the picture. Yeah, but just have someone to give the guidance what kind of pose that we should show when we are taking picture. Can
Oh,
someone help me? I can
Okay,
take the
we
screenshot.
encourage everyone to open the video
Open the camera first. Yeah.
please.
so we can see your beautiful face.
So let me tell you that we have two screens in my computer. We have two screens. So because we are so many, so I will take the picture two times with different people. Okay. Someone can help to give the guidance, the pose, anything? Frank or some? Frank, can you help? Yeah. What kind of pose? Whether this one, I don't know.
Yeah,
Someone?
you have two ones, right? So firstly, we try this one.
Okay.
Are you okay with this one?
Sure.
I don't know.
So Jimmy
Okay.
will help us to do the
To count,
screenshot.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I cannot.
Smile.
Okay, I count 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me check first. Wait a minute, yeah, because we have two screens. Okay, the second screen.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. So, any kind of position or I don't know.
Okay.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay. Okay.
Just like Kevin, 2 thumbs up.
All right. Okay. The first screen. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wait a minute. Second screen. Yeah. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's the second screen.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay, so before the meeting adjourned, I would like to invite our Division E Director, Chiara, to give us some feedback, please.
Thank you, Crystal. I think it's a really successful new member orientation. Actually, it's the first try of Division E that we try to make it happen online, so that make sure as many members are accessible to this event. And we have a live on our Facebook fan page, and we're going to edit the videos, and then we are going to show that to all the members who cannot attend. So if you want to have a review, that's you can still watch these videos. I think thank you all for the trainers and the staff and all the audience, the members to come. So hope that we can grow together in Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Chiara. By joining today's event, I'm pretty sure that you have got to know more about Toastmasters and know more secrets from our seniors members. Actually, Toastmaster is a place where you can learn to fall and fall to learn. This year, actually, I promised myself that I will embrace all the chances and take all the challenges. If you ask me what is the secret, just to say yes, then you can have all these chances. And I wish us all a fruitful year. So let me call the meeting adjourned. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.